I actually made some handwritten notes for this video because there's something I don't get, Gen X, and I thought a lot about this, and the only thing I can think of to do is to make a video and ask for your help. Why doesn't Gen X care? I mean, that's the question I've been struggling with for the past few days, and prompted me to write down some notes on the matter because a few weeks ago I made a video where I said I was tired of bashing on Gen Z. I'll link the video up here. But that video got a lot of great response. And as you guys know, I love interacting with you in the comments section. But I also saw something really disturbing in the sense that there's a lot of us out there who just, your give a damn is really broken when it comes to helping out Gen Z or millennials or giving them any sort of advice. And so that just prompted the very basic question of why doesn't Gen X care? And I'm really not making this video because I have the answer. I am sincerely making this video because I want you, those of you who are part of Gen X, and even those of you who are not, who may have an opinion on this, to talk about this in the comment section below. So be sure to go down in the comment section and let me know your thoughts on this, because I don't have the answer to it. It's something that I really am curious to understand. I started this whole channel. One of the first videos I ever did was called, hold on, I want to get the title right. Why isn't Gen X dominating YouTube? And I'll link to that one too so you can see it. And no, this isn't clickbaity link. This is just for me to show and illustrate that when I first started this channel, the whole purpose of it is to capture things that I've learned over the years and to share them. So that way, hopefully it would become some sort of a archive where people who maybe have those questions, they could come here and search and find my video and find the answer to the question they have, right? I mean, in that video, I talk about how YouTube is the #2 search engine in the world, and most people go to search engines for one of two things, either for entertainment, to look up something funny, or they want to learn something. They have a question that they can't answer on their own, so they go to a search engine to try and find that answer and do research on it. And so my whole point in that video, way back in July of last year, was that we should be dominating YouTube because we have so much hard-earned information that we should be sharing. We should be documenting that and giving it out to the world. And somewhere along the way of getting 100 subscribers to 500 subscribers to 1,000 subscribers and getting the channel monetized, I started veering away from that. And I recognized that I was veering away from that because I was chasing numbers and doing things to get the views and the subscribers so I could get the monetization. But I completely lost sight of the whole reason why I wanted to record videos in the first place, which was not only to give my thoughts and opinion on things and going on in the world, but to document that advice and to try and help others. And it was interesting to me that a lot of the comments on the video that I did 2 weeks ago, where I said enough is enough and that we need to cut the younger generation some slack and step up and educate them, it really surprised me how split our generation is. There was a lot of people who agreed and were like, yeah, we absolutely need to cut them some slack. How can we blame them for things we never taught them? And then there's the other group that was like, hell no, I'm not cutting them. I'm not giving them any sort of reprieve whatsoever. They're going to have to figure it out just like I did. Well, that's the thing, right? We say that, and when we usually say that, especially myself, because I get in those phases too, where I'm like, screw it. You're not going to listen to me anyway. Figure it out on your own. Go figure it out. I had to figure it out. You figure it out. Why should I tell you? Nobody told me, right? We've all said it. We've all had that conversation at some point in time. As Gen Xers, I guarantee we have all said it at some point in time. But the thing is that as true as it may be, it's also true that we didn't like it, right? I mean, we didn't like the fact that we were left to our own devices, that we weren't given the information like what we had hoped for, and not necessarily that we even hoped for it, but that we wanted. We wanted the information. We wanted to be... We wanted someone to mentor us and teach us the things and not have it be so hard. And I think because we didn't have that and things were extremely hard and we had to learn the very hard way of trial and error and a lot of errors and a lot of trying, I think that's why we overcompensated with our own kids and then created this softer generation that now we're frustrated with. And so I get I understand and I get the mentality of, well, now I'm trying to right that wrong and they're not listening anyway and they're entitled pieces of shit and screw it. I'm not wasting my time and energy. I get it. If you've tried and failed and you have that frustration, I really get it. But what's, like I talked about in the other video, what's the end result of us giving up? What's the end result of us giving up? It's not going to serve anybody any good if we don't continue to try and educate and share what we know. And yeah, it's a little bit of a selfish thing that I'm saying because I know eventually I'm going to be dependent on those generations that are driving me crazy right now because it's like, why don't you know this? Well, we have to keep trying to educate them so they do know these things so that way when we are dependent on them in our older age, that we're actually taken care of too, right? But if there's this animosity between the generations and these generational wars that seem to be going on, and I'm not helping them and they're not helping me and it's fine and I'm going to watch the world burn, that's what'll happen. The world will burn and nobody will know how to put it out. No one will know how to put that fire out. So yeah, the whole point of this channel when I first started was to document my opinions on things based off of what I'm seeing in the news and what I'm seeing on social media and comment on it from a Gen X point of view with that wisdom that I've earned over time. And the hopes being that I could share that wisdom and it might actually help somebody. I've been fortunate enough in my experiences so far on this channel that some people have reached out and told me that I have helped. And that's the coolest thing above monetization or any number of subscribers I may ever get, is to know that because I flipped on my camera and recorded a video of something I felt was important, that it wound up being important for somebody else too. And it helped them. Right. So that is massively rewarding. And I would hope that that would be motivation for more of us to step up. But yeah, I really want to know, why is it, beyond the things that I've spoken about here, because I can only speak for myself, why is it that Gen X seems to be the generation of, we're just going to let the world burn? But I'm going to leave you with one thing before I go. And that is one comment where he said, I'm going to let the world burn because of his current situation. And I'm pulling up the image now so I can actually read it to you. It's Mark H7650 made the comment, and he gave me a hard time about being turning 50 this year, and I'm still wet behind the ears, which I thoroughly appreciated because he's an OG Gen Xer, so he's got a little bit of time on me. But he goes on to talk about how he would approach the situation, the scenario that I gave in the other video. And he had great advice for it. Really, really solid advice. It's the kind of advice that if I were searching on YouTube for an answer to this problem, this is what I would want to find. This would be what I would hope to find. And it's there. He put it out there. But then he also ended it, and I'll put a screenshot of it up here so you can see the text for yourself. He's fully in sit back and watch the world burn mode. He's disabled and in poor health, so he doesn't have a lot to look forward to. And then he says, my biggest regret is I won't be able to pass on the wealth of knowledge I have accumulated in those 60 years. So we have knowledge, and when you're faced with mortality, right, and all of the things that you could have, should have, would have done, the one thing that stuck the most with him is that he has all this information that now he doesn't have. He's worried it's just going to get lost to the ether, that it's not going to be shared, and that others are going to have to struggle through something that he could have spared them. That's what I get from that comment. And if that doesn't motivate you to maybe throw a little advice around, offer up a suggestion to somebody, like I said in the other video, take them out for a cup of coffee away from whatever it is, work or whatever, and just have that conversation so they don't feel called out. Maybe you'll get a better response. Or maybe you record videos like this and put them up to the internet and let them find them on their own time. And maybe you can help them privately and never know. Still rewarding, though. But yeah, I'm really interested to see what you guys have to say in this one. I know this isn't the most buzzworthy conversation, but I'm really curious. I want to know why you think it is that Gen X is just in that I don't give a flip mentality and is content to watch the world burn, knowing full well that there'll be nobody left to stop it if we don't educate the younger generations. So that's it. That's all I got for you. I'm going to grab my coffee and edit this and get it ready for publishing. And with that, I'll see you in the comment section.